Hello and welcome to another video about some fairly ubiquitous gear from the late 80s, early 90s. This is the Alesis Quadraverb from 1989, and in fact this is an Alesis Quadraverb Plus, which was originally sold by Alesis as an upgrade chip for a whole £12 back in 91. So, lots of videos show this thing doing delay and reverb, but in this video we're going to try and explore some of the more noisy, noise-making elements of it, starting with parameter automation. So we're going to start with a basic delay configuration, and here's my dry sequence. Amazing, I think you'll agree. So first off, we're going to turn off the direct signal. There we go, and then take it out of bypass. So you should just hear a delay signal now. So the thing to note is that the sequence is sending out a filter automation, which is going out of the MIDI on continuous controller 74. So let's find the delay. I'll try and demonstrate this thing. Let's stick to ping pong. It's good enough. And we're going to change the mod source to controller 74, which is that filter cutoff. And I'm going to change the target of that parameter to be the delay time. We'll set that to be sort of negative, I suppose, just to demo. Okay, and then we'll put this, give it a long delay time. So now, every time I turn the filter knob, it also changes the delay time. So higher filters get shorter delays, and a lower filter gets longer delay, which is kind of cool. So now if we play our sequence, you can hear that delay time changing, being sequenced by the S1. So there's actually a sweet spot we can get to with this. That is, if we get this just at the point where it starts being very close to zero delay time, then it starts making some weird glitchy noises. You can sort of hear where it's going. I'm going to turn all the sounds off and just use the white noise. And then turn the feedback all the way up. It's interesting that the Quadraverb doesn't go into self-oscillation. And there we go. Next up, as I'm sure you can probably tell, we have ring modulation, which is obviously the rudest of all the modulations. So I always find ring modulators work best with atonal sounds. So here's my sequence. So that's just the filter, racking the resonance all the way up, and then automating the cutoff frequency. So we know that the filter cutoff is outputting CC74, so let's have a listen to what we can do with this. So first off, we'll just hear the ring mod, and then start applying modulation to that. So we'll start with, see what we've got, note number. And you hear this has an immediate effect. Now let's do CC74 again. see, this kind of gets pretty deep, because there's a load of different modulation things you can do. Let's do a bit more, shall we? Let's try and stick another target for controller 74. Sounds kind of cool. And with the drums. So finally, we're going to look at Resonator. Not that type of resonator. So this makes really short delays and tries tuning them, and it sounds a bit like a vocoder or a string machine, something like that. So here's my sequence. And we're going to put it out of bypass and get rid of the tri signal. So now what you're hearing is the resonator. Which you can really hear if you turn the white noise up. Which doesn't sound anything like a normal synth. So the cool thing with the resonator is there's actually 5 different resonators. And by default they're all the same. But if you change one, it actually plays through them in sequence. So you almost get like a little sequencer within the quadraverb itself that triggers every time you play a note. Which means when you play a sequence back, you get non-repeating patterns, which is really cool. Let's add a bit of delay, shall we? And a beat. So you get these almost string-like sounds. And this is all coming from the white noise on the S1. So if you've got one, do try some of this stuff out. Let me know how you get on in the comments. And thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.